Welcome back to another episode of the Bandwagon Bible. Once again, I have a solo podcast for you all. I'm sure you loved the last one as much as I did. Obviously, just learning the ropes and trying to get it all under new management. Not used to this whole solo podcast stuff, so bear with me and stick with me. Now, I'm in the barbershop today. Bandwagon HQ. Where I take this chewy out. Bandwagon HQ. On a Sunday, you just got to get after it. Unfortunately, last week we had a podcast that fell through, but hopefully we get him through this week. Now, obviously, introduce myself. I'm Harry Van Dartel, and I'm the host of the Bandwagon podcast. This is the Bandwagon Bible, and I welcome you all. First things first, mental check-in. Life's good. Life's moving in a great direction. Like I said, man, nothing to be ungrateful for. I wake up every day and I am very happy. So that's first things first. Now, first topic today we're going to chat on is relationships. Now, first thing I'm going to say is obviously I've had a really good upbringing. My parents are still together. I guess I look at that every day and they're best mates, and I want whatever, relationships I have, I want them to look like that. So they've been married for a long time, and I know it's hard for others to sort of look at that thing because, we've all grown up differently. So for me, I just want a best mate, and that's how it is. But chatting on relationships, just really quick. They're hard to come by in terms of respecting each other and understanding each other. Now, this is not about me. This is not about any of this. A lot of my mates, especially, are going through, that period in their life where they're sort of ready to settle down, but things don't work out the way they do. And I just want to touch on things like, loyalty seems to be misinterpreted these days. It's a lot harder to find in terms with social media. Now, when I say social media plays, I'd say it plays a huge role on self-inflicted mental health issues. Now, I can put my hands up and say I've done that to myself. Little things like looking for things you don't want to see. Now, whether that's, you're with someone and you see, someone else comment on their socials, or they like their socials or things like that, and you check them out. And I guess for some people, we struggle with, because we compare ourselves. Let's be honest. I've done it. You've done it. We've all compared ourselves to someone who we thought was technically better than us or moved in a different direction. But when these things start to happen, we need to realize that we need to think of our own good attributes, and we need to think, okay, cool, what am I good at? Let's not look at negatives, because the positives are always going to outweigh the negatives. When I say that, if I see someone, this is not me personally, this is me, anyone else in there. If I see something I don't want to see, I'm obviously going to put my phone down and I'm going to go and do some social activity, get those orphans running. You need a response where you don't keep strolling. You think, okay, I need to check myself. I need to move on, and I'll come back and sort this out later. You need to talk to yourself. You need to realize your emotions, and you need to be at peace with them. You don't need to hold that together, because when it comes out later, it's going to be bad. Now, self-love is massive. Now, when it comes to a relationship, both sides of people need to be happy before you enter a relationship. If you're not happy within yourself, it's not someone else's job to make you happy. When I say that, when you're together, it's cool to make each other laugh and it's cool to be happy. But if you're not happy, it puts a lot of pressure on the other half of the relationship, and it's not really fair on them. Now, me saying this is stuff that I've had in my past and my friends. This is not me giving advice. This is me simply just giving what I've been through and how I feel and how I deal with it. Excuse me, just getting used to this whole solo podcast. Now, being attached to a relationship, I guess I saw something cool the other day where this gentleman said, it resonated with how things are moving in the world at the moment. He said, I think if you can't trust your partner, you don't have the self-love in yourself, and you're not happy within yourself. And this is something that I've probably been, over the past I struggled with because of little things, searching out for things you don't want to see, which puts more strain on your own mental health. Now, once you understand that self-love is so important to yourself that you can be happy on your own. If things don't work out in that relationship, You can be happier on your own, and it's not a huge issue. And some people are so attached to relationships that when they are to fall apart, they fall apart. Obviously, things are sad and don't go the way you want, but being able to come back to those mechanisms where, you know, your barriers and being able to cope with being alone. I love being alone. That's something I love. I'm at peace with myself. I really love who I am. I'm happy within myself. If I was to be with something and then that to sort of disappear, I'd be perfectly fine. Now, at this stage I guess I'm 24 years of age, going on 25 this year. Me and a lot of other people are sort of at that stage where you want happiness in your life. You don't want drama. You don't want any of that, you know, outside noise, social media, all that stuff. You want to be content with life, and you don't want to have to think about this, because I live a busy lifestyle. I'll say that straight up. You know, if I don't get back to you or I don't talk to you all the time, it's good to know that we're still solid. So I guess cutting ties with things like that, we need to normalize that as well. If things are not going well for yourself, you got to normalize cutting ties. Now, don't be guilt tripped back into things. I think at the end of the day, you got to put your happiness first, and that's something I've learned over the last 18 months. You know, if things aren't working out for you, whether it's friends, relationships, or even work, like if you're not happy going to work, you got to find something that makes you happy, or find someone that makes you happy. So for me, that's just where I'm at. Take it with a grain of salt, or love it or not, but that's just where I am at today with the I guess a new generation of relationships. So that's my 2 cents, and you take it as you want. But yeah, hope that helps in some way. Now, I want to just chat quickly on accountability for setting goals. For me, what works, every morning I get up at 5 o'clock, I go and get my coffee, or I go for a walk, and I'll sit down and I'll put my earphones in and I'll write down my goals for the day. I think you got to win the morning, you know. I think mindset as soon as you wake up. If you're in a shit mindset, you got to shift that straight away. It's so hard to say that for me. For other people who are potentially going through tough times or doing things that aren't working for them, you've just got to figure a switch, man. You just got to get up, whether it's little things, goal settings, or you get up, make your bed straight away, jump in the shower. They're goals you've ticked off. They're set little goals, and then you just move forward. Now, I obviously write them down and I tick them off as I go. I guess the excuses thing, that's where it comes into play. I'm doing the 75 hard at the moment. I've obviously got to get a lot in and a lot of work done. For that, I'm feeling really physical fit. I'm also feeling very, I wouldn't say mentally drained, but just like it's taxing on the on the body and the mind. So for me, that's just mentally building myself to be better each day. Now, for me, routine looks like, you know, setting a plan, explaining it to myself and letting myself know that it needs to be done. But routine for me, I guess, well, my goals for my life is, first of all, happiness, which is already ticked off today. I'm very happy. Routine, setting goals, ticking them off. I guess, you know, running a great business, and having a healthy relationship with Tommy, which we really do. He's a good mate of mine, and things work really well. Obviously, you know, potentially running a barbershop, make sure everyone's happy within that. And obviously volunteer more, and that's massive for me. And surrounding myself with like-minded people. Now, that's probably my biggest one. And if you don't serve a purpose, we cut ties. That's just the way it is. Now, I'm just going to move on. Mental health. Mental health, man. That's such a wide, broad saying. There's so many things that come under that. Anxiety, you know, depression, all this stuff. It all leads to the same thing. Now, social media, I would say, has made that so much worse. I guess we've got to stop looking for things we don't want to see. That's one thing. Using social media more and being outside more, or, you know, reading your book or little things like that. When you're feeling in a state where you don't feel yourself, don't get on social media. I think personally it makes it worse. Set timers on your phone and on your social medias. You set timers, then, you know, you can obviously ignore them, which I've done before, but you set timers. This is where goal setting comes in. You set times, and then when that time is up, you need to set a goal where you need to go and do something. Now, obviously, most important one, speak up and get the help you need. We've all been there where we don't want to speak up. Me, I'm at that time now where I can check myself, I can speak up, and I can talk to someone who can help me, whether it's a friend, whether it's a colleague, whether it's whoever it is. You need to get help. You can't let things build up. I've been there and erupted. It doesn't end well for anyone. Now, the last thing I want to say, my messages are always open. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to, give what I think. I want to reiterate, I am not a professional in this. I've just been in places. I've seen my friends fall. I've been there to catch them, vice versa. So if anyone needs anything, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk, whether you come and have a haircut, or we go and grab a coffee, or whatever you need. My messages are always open. So hope everyone's doing really well. Shout out to my boy Tommy. He's not on today, but he'll be on in the next couple of weeks. Bandwagon's moving in a really good direction. We're really happy, and I hope everyone else is safe and well. I hope you got a little something out of this. I just want to send love to everyone and hope everyone's doing really well. My name is Harry Van Dartel, and this is the Bandwagon Podcast. You guys take care, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys. Bye.